And good morning, good morning, good morning. How is everybody doing on this fine Monday morning? We are headed into Memorial Day weekend, so that's always a plus. We know that summer is right around the corner. Now, we got a new setup rolling today. Had some issues, and I just said, you know what? We're just going to go get a new laptop. We're going to get some stuff, and we're going to make some stuff work. So let me know if you can hear me and see me to make sure everything is set up well there. And today we're going to talk about how to get more local eyes on your business. But before that, I need to know who you are, where you're from, what's in your cup, what the weather is like in your area, and make sure to like and subscribe, share. The other thing, five things. What are five things that you are going to accomplish today? So for us, we've got invoicing that needs to get done. I've got supplies that need to be ordered. We've got DTF and UV DTF that needs to go out. We've got shirts that need to be pressed, and then working on the business. We've got marketing and stuff and website stuff that we're doing because we're in a transitional period, and so we're trying to get all that taken care of. So that's where I need your help from. Let me know, hear me, see me, do all of that, sharing, caring, all of that before we get into it. Let's see, Sarah. Good morning to you. 42 and cloudy. Coffee in the cup, roast weather for the next couple of days. Yeah, I think it's only like 40s, mid 40s here, and rain is just about here and all week. I don't think it's supposed to be decent out until this weekend. I'm gonna double check, but I'm pretty sure it's trash out today. We've got supposed to have a doubleheader in Ball tonight. I don't know if that's gonna happen because it's there, but it looks like for the next like 4 days, just rain, 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 rain. And then this weekend, looks like mid 70s is nice, and then rain back for Memorial Day and the start the week next week. So that's what we got here. What's in the cup this morning? Tropical vibe, Celsius. Unless Celsius, you could sponsor me, that'd be awesome. I give you our five things, right? Yeah, I give you our five things. So we're rocking and rolling there. Sarah's five things. Finish putting the store back together after the expansion. Sarah, I don't think I've heard about this expansion, have I? Tell me more. I don't. Did I? Or is it the remodel? Tell me more. Linda, good morning. 79 there in Texas. Cold tea in the cup. Seen and heard. All right, we're good to go. Yeah, I get a new lappy lappy. I don't know. I don't know. It's smaller, but it's got more stuff than the other one, and I needed something just for this, so that's what we're going with. Jeff, good morning, folks. 63 in gloomy northern Kentucky. Diet Coke in the cup. Five things: print, cut, pack, 3D print, finish fixing 3D printer. Got one working at least. Go, Jeff. Celebrate that win. Barb, good morning. North Central Minnesota. 38 and cloudy. Iced tea in the cup. Five things: invoicing quotes, mock-ups, DTF printer maintenance, and press shirts. Barb's got a busy day ahead of her. Okay. So while more people come in here, because you're all sharing is caring and all of that, we're going to talk about how to get more local eyes on your business. Because look, here's how it is. I know you, and I know you've got the talent, and I know you've got the tools, and I know you've got amazing work. But there is a problem that we all run into: is just not enough people know that we exist, especially the right people in our own town who could be our best, most loyal customers. So, if you're somebody who works, an apparel decorator or laser engraving or sublimation, or some small maker, we don't need everyone to know who we are. We just need the right people, coaches, PTO leaders, business owners, team moms, churches, realtors, event organizers, and the list goes on and on. Um, you know, we need them to know who we are. And so we're going to talk about how we can stop being, our area's best kept secret and start being the first name that people think of when they need those custom work done. I think all of these strategies here are simple, they're budget friendly, and they are perfect for building relationships that lead to repeat orders. Now, as we go through these, you know, let me know your comments. Let me know what you think, questions, comments, concerns, any of them with it, and we'll check and we'll go bounce back and forth to see what stuff is, and as you come in here, make sure to introduce yourself. So tip number one is, let's make sure that we are easy to find online and offline. Okay. Most local customers won't go past the first click, or that first awkward conversation. If the links don't work, or your page has no info, or your name is hard to remember, they're going to move on. The goal is to be ridiculously easy to be found, right? We want to be found. We want to be ridiculously easy to be messaged. That's what we want. So, we want to make sure that the Facebook page, has an updated cover image of what we're doing. If you have your shop attached to it, make sure that all of your links are working. So your shop now links are working, your links to your website, links to everything there. And, a good thing that you can do here is make a pin post with, your services and your turnaround times. So everything's right there, right at the top. Somebody finds you, it's the first thing that they go into. Something else we can do is put QR codes on the back of every product that when it needs to go out. So if you're, somebody, especially somebody, like the laser engraving, sublimation type stuff, we can just put a tag, on everything for it there. You're doing shows, a booth sign that leads to just that simple contact form on a website, so people can reach out at any time, once they get home with you. So what I need you to do is audit your Facebook page and your Instagram bio today. Are all your links working? Do you clearly say what you do and where you're located? Is your DMs open? Clean it all up, make it clear so that way it's easy for somebody to find you, right? Easy enough. Forward to, let's check back in. Barb's giving her hellos to Sarah, Linda, and Jeff. And Jeff's giving them back to Barb, Sarah, Jerry when she gets here. Sean, good morning to you. 76 and coffee in the cup. Cindy, good morning. It's cold, but I like it. I don't like it, Cindy. Drinking an ice cold brew Mississippi grog latte. What the hell is that? What is that? Um, five things. Fill out jury show apps. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Jury shows, and that's where you put in the apps for the fair, craft fair, vendor fair, however they want to do it, and then they pick and choose, right? So, order supplies, print straw toppers, embroider bibs, prep tumblers. Love it. Sean's five things: update website with a few new products, marketing, update machine software, audit social media. Very nice. Audit social media. I love it. I love it. I love it. We're going to put that information out there for it. Okay. Number two, let's use those local Facebook groups without being spammy, folks. That's the thing. Because we don't need to be in 500 groups, right? We can just, two or three of the right ones will really help. So think of who your ideal customers are and think of where they at. Are they local mom groups, community pages, school club boosters, business referral programs? Uh, but don't be the person who only posts to sell. Provide some value, provide some information, so that way you're just not selling away for it. And how are these working? We can join these community groups, and start engaging, start liking posts, commenting helpfully, sharing pics of the different things that we do. So if you're at a vendor at a show, sharing pics of your booth, before and after events. Simple messages like love meeting everybody at Saturday's craft fair. Thanks for the love on the new tumbler toppers. Things like that. On the apparel side of it, can we show, other business things that we're doing? Can we show a photo of the custom staff shirts after delivery? Can we tag the business, and if you're allowed to, and say, loved helping, the team at ABC Dental with get these fresh polos before their big open house. So what we can do is look at what around you for local groups, and then pick one of those local groups and comment on 3 to 5 posts today. Be helpful, not salesy. And then share one piece of your work with context, like who it was for, why it mattered, and what problem it solved. Pretty simple, right? I think so far that's an easy one to do. All right. Number three is let's drop all of our info in the right places. Okay. Oh, excuse me. Because we don't need a billboard. We need boots on the ground presence. And what does that mean? It means cards, QR codes, or flyers where people who need your services already are: schools, coffee shops, boutiques, gyms, office break rooms. Is there a way that you can, work with other businesses? Can you go, for, schools? if we're doing stuff for, an apparel fundraiser, can we print off flyers for them to put in the folders that come home? If we're working with a cheer gym, is there a way that we can create a flyer for them and put it in there for it? Even stuff like I know we've got a few here, well, local pizza places where, you can buy advertisement space on their boxes. So that way, things go home with people. Teams go there after they eat or after tournaments, after sports, celebrations. Hey, there's a flyer that can go with that. Is there a way that you can work with some of your local people? I know a lot of laser engravers who partner with local realtors, and they, leave behind the branded closing gift, in their welcome baskets. So that way it turns every new homeowner into a potential customer with it. So what can we do to make this happen? Is we can order or we can print them ourselves, some postcards or rack cards with a QR code and, 2 to 3 images of our work. And, we can find, 3 local spots to drop them this week. The goal is to get visibility where your people already are. So that's 1, 2, 3. We're gonna fly through these this morning. I will tell you that. Number 4 is let's showcase those local wins on social media. And I don't know about you, but I love seeing myself, others, my neighbors all online, right? So what we can do is get we want posts to get shared without paying for ads because let's face it, ads are expensive. So if we can post about those local wins, hey, did we create some team shirts, some church fundraising, some school events, business grand openings? Would those places share that? Yeah, more than likely. So, you know, uh, here, maybe we had a volleyball team and we just did all their stuff for them. So can we make that post, that says, hey, the QC Aces love their custom warm up gear. And, we can have the caption, these girls are headed to state, honored to make their travel gear. We're promoting them, their accomplishments, showing them off. And hey, we were honored to make their gear for them. Is there, for a PTO, where we've done some stuff for them, and at the end of the year, here's all the funds that they raised. Can we get that giant check of them holding it? And here's that. Together we raised $1,212 for the PTO. It shows, hey, here's some extra things that we're able to do, and people love seeing that type of stuff. So what we can do this week is let's post one piece of content that spotlights a local team, a business, or a customer. Tag the organization if allowed, because sometimes they don't, and thank them for choosing you. That one post could reach hundreds or even thousands of people. So before we go into 5, let's check in. I don't see anything more in there. So everybody's quiet this morning. I want to hear your thoughts, comments, concerns on all of this before we get to 5, and then we can do some general chit chat for once in a while. Usually we're right up to the edge of it. Um, Number 5, and probably one of the most important ones, is follow up and ask for referrals. Most makers do the job, deliver the goods, and then what happens? We go silent, right? But our happiest local customers are our best marketers, right? All we have to do is ask, politely and personally. With shirts, we've done stuff for PTOs, PTAs. Can we send them a message? Hey, just checking in. How the shirts go over at the carnival. If you ever hear of another group looking for a fast fundraiser, feel free, to send them my way. We've got a lot in the sports organizations that way. We've worked with one team mom, and because the experience was so well, there's plenty of team moms that have kids on different teams, and they just, know each other. Yeah, hey, this is who we used for it, and so it's just really easy to send them that way. Um, can you include a card on every order that says, "Hey, loved working with you. If you'd be willing to tag us in a post or refer a friend, it means the world to our little business." Super simple, right? We're just putting stuff in there with any of it. So, action step for this is let's reach out to 3 past local clients this week with a quick thank you and a soft ask. If anyone needs shirt science gifts, I'd be so grateful for a referral. That's it. You know, just post it out there for it. And to wrap this all up, what do we want to do? We want to be the name that they remember. And you don't need to shout to be seen. You don't need a huge following to build a local client base. You just need to be consistent, visible, and easy to refer. Right. So, how do we do that? We do that by making it easy for them to find you and contact you. We got to show up in the right place in local Facebook groups. We have to drop our info where people already hang out at. We have to highlight local wins that you help create. And we're going to ask happy customers for referrals because we're just not a maker. We are a local asset. And so we want to make sure that the community knows it. How does that sound? We wrap that up. We usually, go half hour. I am open for questions, conversations, topics, whatever we want to talk about this morning. Uh, as far as updates for this week, no show on Wednesday. We have a kidney specialist appointment on Wednesday, so we will be out of the office there. No show 1 week from today because that is Memorial Day, so we'll be no shows on there. But typically, we do this every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. If there's topics that you want to discuss, hey, put them in the comments. If you're watching on the replay, team replay, put them down there for it. Uh, we have a lot going on. There's a project that I've been working on geez, for probably about a year. And then 6 months, we got to the next level in it. And then last week, it seemed like we got one step closer. And this week, we should be even closer to it. And so that's been a fun project to work on with. When we can, we'll discuss. We'll release the details of that. Our marketing thing that we're going to do on next Wednesday, I believe is going to get pushed back a couple weeks. I met with our marketing team on Friday, Thursday. Thursday, I think I met with one of the days last week, Thursday or Friday. I met with the marketing team to go over things and what we were doing and how we were building it out. And they had questions, I had questions. And so we were working through those. Once I know everything is good there, we're going to have that set up and be ready to go on that. So look forward to that. Um, we also got asked about a couple other trainings that people wanted, ones that we've done in the past, and it was like decal fundraising, team store fundraising, and I believe those will be coming June, July, because most of those are for back to school, so we'll be able to do that for it. And there was one other thing, and I don't have it in my notes, so I'll have to go back and find it. So we're working through all of that. Now, in 40 minutes is our mentorship call. You can find the information down in the description to be able to sign up for that. There's going to be some big changes, as long as everything, falls into place coming through everything. And you've ever had one of those things where you kind of have this pipe dream of something's going to happen. You plan for it knowing that maybe it might not possibly happen. Then when it starts to seem like there's a reality of it happening, it makes you want to throw up. Yeah, that's kind of in the position that we are right now. Probably it is the biggest thing that we have ever done in our company. So um, I can't wait to tell you more about it. That's for sure. But we're gonna have to wait on that because hey, there's NDAs in place, baby. All right. With that, we're going to wrap up here so that way we can get started on this. If you're in our mentorship community, we'll be starting that call. And like I said, 40 minutes. We'll get over there for that one and you get into Zoom and make sure all that. That's my bane of how things haven't worked. But everybody have a great day. We'll be back Friday. No Wednesday show. It's like I said, we will be, Hudson has a kidney specialist appointment out of town. So we'll be going down for that. Uh, if at any time there's everything. You know how to reach me. You can, right there, fatdadprintco.com. Boop, boop, right there. I gotta remember where it is so I can look and see on the new thing. Look down right there. All right. You guys have an amazing day. We will be back on Friday for this. Let me find my buttons for it. And until next time, peace, love, press on. We'll see you.